So welcome back to Solutions with Satvik. So far I have spoken about numerology, part of astrology, Mahavastu, NLP, life coaching, lot of other aspects or concepts. Today, let me start a series of videos on wristwatch analysis, right? So wristwatch and how to basically choose a right wristwatch. So you must have already known many people are doing paid training programs on that, right? And people charge thousands and thousands of rupees for that. Everything I'm going to do it free in this series of videos. Okay. In fact, recently I published a book on the same concept. It is known as The Wrist. Okay. So it is available on Amazon. So, what is this wristwatch analysis? Why it is important to be little careful and wise before we choose a right wristwatch. What are the things which we can wear on our wrist, and what is the significance of wrist? Right. So all these things I'm going to explain in this series of videos. It will be in 8 parts. Okay. So this includes what should be the color of the dial, okay, whether it should be green, what should be the chain, belt, whether it should be made of a metal chain, whether it should be made of a leather strap, what should be the numbers inside your dial, and also what should be the size of the dial. Should it be big, should it be small, should it have Indian numbers, Western numbers like Greek. So all these minute nitty-gritties of the wristwatch I'm going to cover in this, as I said, 8-part series. That is the wristwatch analysis. Let me explain why wrist is so important for a human being. So in this part 1, it is all about why wrist. What is the significance of wrist? Okay. I'm sure if you are an adult, by now you would have worn something or the other on your wrist. Okay. So when I say something or the other, you would have worn at least a watch, if not watch, something like Rudraksh, maybe a gemstone bracelet. If not, at least what we call it as holy thread or a sacred thread, which is made up of different colors like red, saffron, yellow combination, etc. Okay. And maybe you'd have also had a Rocky tied by one of your sister, right? So Raki is also tied on the wrist. And if you are married, especially if you are a Hindu, so people would have tied something called as a kankana, right? So on your wrist. So like this, many things are worn on the wrist. It can be a watch, it can be a bracelet. Okay, so it can be a kankana, it can be a kalava, Rocky, etc. So why all these things are worn on the wrist? What is the significance? Let's understand the spiritual and the scientific significance in this part. If you see, wrist has maximum, okay, blood flow. It gets maximum, highest blood flow. Okay, so that is on your wrist. It is like one of the busiest traffic areas of the city. If you are in Bangalore, you can compare it to JC Road. Okay, so where everything comes and meets, literally the bottleneck. That is why you see a lot of people cut their wrist, okay, if they want to commit suicide, because maximum blood pressure is there here and it literally comes out like fountain. So since the blood pressure is very, very high, the blood flow is very high, since lot of blood vessels, the nadis, what we call as nadis, right? So in Indian alternative medicine system, so they meet here. So whatever you wear on this part, that is the wrist, will have direct impact on your health, both physical and mental. So if you're wearing something on your wrist, as I said, one, it will affect your body, it will affect your mind, and it can also attract different kinds of fortunes into your life. Now, how? Let me explain. As you know, there are two parts to a brain, what we call it as left brain and right brain. Okay, so the right part controls the left brain, and the left right brain is controlled by the left part of the body. Okay, so if you are wearing something on the right part of your body, that is on the right wrist, it will directly affect your left brain. And if you are wearing something on your left hand wrist, it will directly influence or control the right part of the brain. So, having said this, as I said, we wear multiple things like kankana and sacred threads and rockies and wristwatch. Okay, so bracelets made up of gemstones and rudraksha, etc. Let's say, for example, I am wearing a couple of rudraksha on my right wrist. Okay, so there are different significances, the number of mukis and all those things. Now, this will affect my left brain. Okay, so if I'm wearing something here, if it is mean to attract something, it will directly have an impact on the brain. Let's forget the left and right brain for some time because it may confuse you. So whatever you wear basically affects your mind, both conscious and subconscious. And once it starts affecting your subconscious mind, that becomes your destiny. Let me just give an example. I'm wearing currently a green dial, green belt, and everything is green, right? Now, why I'm wearing a green dial, green belt wristwatch on my left hand? Let me just give an example. So, of course, we'll discuss in detail when I talk about the color of the dials in the next part. But here I'm only giving an example. What green signifies? Green signifies growth. The growth can be financial growth, the growth in your relationship, etc., prosperity, etc. So green also stands for good health. So when we talk about good heart, good health, so we basically portray that in the form of green color, right? So green is associated with good health, prosperity, financial growth, etc. So if I'm wearing something, means a wristwatch which is completely green, what I'm expecting? I'm expecting it to affect my subconscious mind to attract in turn more fortunes, that is the financial growth, prosperity, better relationships, and also expects better health for myself. Okay, why? Because I'm wearing on the wrist, as I said, it has a very high blood flow, it will influence my mind or brain directly, and then that becomes my destiny. So this is the significance of wearing something on the wrist. So don't wear anything just like that on your wrist, especially in this current digital world, online shopping era, where people are selling everything online, just for 100, 200, 300 rupees. I have seen a lot of my clients wearing 3, 4, 5 different kinds of bracelets, just on the wrist without having any idea. Just because it is cheap or just because you like the color or make, don't wear it on your wrist without knowing the implications or the consequences of it. So, because whatever you wear on your wrist will have a direct impact on your life. Okay, let me put it even bluntly. Whatever you wear on your wrist will become your fortune. So, don't just wear anything on your wrist for the reasons I just explained. Okay, that is why during marriages, so kankanas are worn on the wrist, both for the bride and the bridegroom. Why? Because marriage, especially the Hindu marriage, so we have basically different planets, different colors. Okay, so at work, for example, in Hindu marriage system, red color is very important because the planet Mars, which basically is a red planet, is very important to get married. So that is why if somebody is not able to get married, the astrologers generally check whether there is a Mangal dosh. Mangal is Mars. Okay. So red color is important. That is why if you see most Indian marriages, the bride and the bridegroom are expected to wear red color dresses on the day of marriage, because that will basically help them get the blessings of the planet Mars or Mangal. That is why the kalavas, or rather the kankana, which is basically worn on marriages, is made up of the red color. Okay. Similarly, in Hinduism, there is also a uh, practice of upanayana, right, where the child, the boys, right, especially the Brahmins, they wear the janiv, the sacred thread. Okay. So for them, so they wear the yellow thread, not the red color thread, yellow thread on the wrist. Why? Because for them it is not Mars but rather the Jupiter. The Guru is important. So what we call as Guru Bala. So since Guru represents yellow color, so they are made to wear a yellow color sacred thread. So like this, even the color of the thread or anything you wear on your wrist matters, because every color is associated with a particular planet. So be careful, be smart. If you don't know, take suggestions from your elders or somebody who knows these things. But I end this particular part of the video, okay, of the program, okay, the wristwatch analysis, with just a caution: don't wear anything just like that on your wrist, because whatever you wear will have implications, consequences. It can be both good and bad. See you in the second part.